Greetings and welcome to my dear Gemini. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Tarot of the Twin Sun is a functional division within the Order of the Twin Sun. Please take only what you will. The interesting thing about Gemini is that it promotes curiosity. It also is quite youthful in nature in terms of its relation to its master, which is usually the ninth house. Okay. Now, often you'll bring in people who embody philosophy, who embody a way of thinking that is almost dogmatic. You can challenge this, you can subvert it, and you can play with it. It's like putty. At the same time, and on the same token, you're here to learn from that experience, and that was probably what gets you off truly when it comes to these people. In that respect, there's a sapiosexual dimension wherein you become turned on by alpha waves, by gamma waves, by structures of the mind. And there's something about Gemini that is good at penetrating the veil when it comes to this, to reaching into the infinite, to understanding something by traveling with the mind. And you'll find these people who are well versed in that, who are travelers in that respect, and they can impart, they can bestow upon you something of great wisdom, and perhaps that's what you really seek out in these people. Welcome to the channel. We're going to go ahead and get started with a reading that is karmic, that is based on karma. Okay, now karma gets a very bad rap in the Western perspective. Karma is merely action. Coming from the East, it primarily pertains to actions that have to be done in the play and the dance, the cosmic dance of our own representations on this insignificant plane of existence. At the same time, there is significance in the actions we do. Okay, because they have the lasting effect. They churn the universe. So let's get started with that reading before I space out too much. And then we'll move into an incident reading of that karma, and then we'll go into the Great Mirror. This is for the month of March 2023 for the energy of Gemini. Okay, clear division with the past here. You're dealing with an equal or a version of yourself of equal measure. You're looking them straight in the eye, and there's something about the way you have done things. This person or this mirror of yourself has become passive in nature. At the same time, they have brought you to exactly who you are now, which is someone who you are now is essentially someone who's separating themselves from the past. As you do this, a sense of balance will occur. This comes with an activation of Mercury in the month, and it will balance you out. It will balance your projects out. And there's a potential for a breakthrough, a breakout, a release. Okay, so there's a way to essentially become extremely open to other channels, to other ways of doing things, to find balance, to see the difference between two different things, and to note that they're probably the same thing. So you will be witnessing a bit of the sort of randomness of things, and an element of deja vu could occur. Deja vu could definitely occur in this month, and that's the takeaway in terms of karma. Deja vu karma. Karma deja vu. So when it comes to this deja vu, it will have to do with what you've been loyal to in the past. Something wherein you are called to look back, okay, and also to sort of project yourself into the future, negotiating a present moment, okay? Synchronicities will come up, visions will come up, dreams will be extremely influential during this time period. But in terms of an incident, there will be a very strong need to find balancing, okay? Balancing. And this is best done through the auspices of, Mercury and Venus. Mercury and Venus, that's what I'm saying. Possibly the moon. Mercury, Venus, the moon, big time moon. So pay attention to what wells up inside of you, what compels you to do certain things, especially when it comes to new cycles, new pages, new turns. You will be influenced by synchronicity in this respect, and it will lead you to the right path, the path of righteousness. This path is solo, by the way. It's on your own. You're going to be adored by others, but at the same time, it's completely your own. And perhaps it could be something a bit comical, because I think what you're really seeking is balance, a way to balance so that you don't fall off your path, or you don't fall out of your vehicle, okay, your horse, whatever. Yeah, that's the best I can say and do for now. Let's see. Okay. So the choices that you're making, there's a lot of them. Ultimately, I think if you look between your options, there's going to be an inevitability, okay? You're going to fall back on crisis, okay? And then you're going to be synchronized with a state of being that is a bit like deja vu, and it's going to recall a place that you've been at before. It may feel strange and comical almost, like it's kind of funny, but in that there is a still point, and it has to do with the still, the calm within some sort of crisis or storm, the calm within the storm, okay? That's karma. We're going to move now into the Great Mirror. The Great Mirror is a tool devised by the Order of the Twin Sun to see particular modes of action and influence between Gemini and a significant other. Okay, so this person sees you as someone who has been through quite a bit. There's a lot of there's a considerable amount of rage that you are containing, that you are kind enough to contain. There also is a drive and ambition, wherein that drive and ambition has fallen. It's in its fallen state. There's nothing that is required anymore from your action. It's like, even if you did have, anger towards anything, any type of situation, or them in particular, it's not like you would act upon it. I think intuitively you are very charged on this. You know how to self-start. You know how to bring in passion and dimension into your relationships. There's an ambition here. At the same time, I don't know if you want to bring that into this situation anymore. You're dealing with someone here who has the Four of Cups in the reverse, meaning that they are looking for something. There's something about them that is starving for attention, at least in this reading, and within this situation. They also require a great deal of patience. Both of you are ruled by Jupiter when it comes to this connection, meaning that your 7th house is activated and this person's Jupiter is activated in such a way that healing needs to occur. This could be a really dear friend. It could be someone who's going to be a friend. And I think the more you do not act in in a reactive state, which I think you're good at doing in terms of this, you'll be okay. We have the Three of Cups here on your side and the Eight of Cups on their side. Now, they oscillate between a place in two different states of stillness. One of them is absolutely still, and perhaps this is something that they seek out. At the same time, there's a detached quality to them. They have a psychological profile as someone uh, who does not attach much to anything. Um, they they would prefer it that way. And perhaps you're here to learn something in terms of that. At the same time, if it doesn't make you happy, why bother? Why bother? That is the logic, I think, that is motivating your side of this deal. We have here the seven in the reverse. Okay, so uh, what I mentioned Jupiter earlier. Jupiter can also be quite mutable in terms of its energy. Um, and with this, there's a fight or flight mechanism. It's like, I don't really have time. I don't really have time. I don't really have time. I can do things elsewhere. At the same time, yeah, there needs to be some sort of cohesion. I think this type of situation requires um, a bit of powerful insight, some form of, it just doesn't turn you on anymore, or it doesn't turn them on anymore. It never has. I see here someone who's really in need of understanding in terms of their own limitations, your own limitations. Um, you may be trying to negotiate an offer of some sort, but often it may be miscalculated or misrepresented in some sort of way. There's something lost in translation in terms of a dialogue. There's a lot of negation here when it comes to different shapes of heart for you and them. Um, on the same token, they're devoted to something here. It has to do on a deeper level with healing. I think you're dealing with someone here who can potentially be quite a great soul, meaning that they're actually really a good person. Um, they're from the light. At the same time, there's something about the expectations here that kind of pull them down into a type of habit or a ritual or something where they have to be very conscious of how they behave. Um, okay, just the advice is the five of Pentacles. The actions that you place, even in a place of isolation, where your actions may seemingly don't have any effect. The thoughts, the feelings, the impressions, all of that still affects the other person. Okay, so that which is not expressed here needs to be expressed for it to work. Meaning that if you have a lot to say to this individual, so that what needs to be said cools down the fire inside of you, then that would promote quite a bit in terms of equalizing anything here in terms of pressure. Okay. Um, yeah, that's the best I can do right now. I'm kind of tapped out. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, so the interesting thing is that with the Five of Pentacles as a suggestive, card of advice, usually this has to do with things not working out in terms of a relationship because of societal pressures. Okay, because of what society thinks or classifies what your connection is with this person. Don't let that be a hindrance to expressing what truly is inside of you, if there is something inside of you for this situation. Um, Perhaps there's a need to disintegrate all labels, including friendship or lover or business partner what have you, to disintegrate all of those so that they fit into the natural impulse of what makes this situation worth your time. Okay? That's the best I can do. Thank you. Bye bye.